I can't imagine like
Yeah.
no, can't imagine being with anybody else. Like I just, you know, I mean, I don't know if other people get that because maybe they haven't experienced it yet. But like when you literally fit a person in
It's
every
different.
way, like you're so comfortable. You think to yourself, it can't possibly get better than this.
Yeah.
Why would I go try anywhere else? There's no point. Like I've hit. There's no such thing as perfect. I've hit the almost perfect.
Hey guys, welcome to the Blockt podcast. Once again, it's your boy Vic, and today we have Kalyl and Taeler. Yeah. So I'm gonna today we're gonna do like the relationship, like the couples episode, and today we're just gonna like get to know them. We're gonna ask them questions, and then we're gonna play a little card game, like the card game to like kind of like. It's gonna be like some intense questions, and they're gonna have to answer them. But they're gonna have like two options to like either like decide they don't wanna. If the question is too intense and they don't feel like saying it, they can decide to skip that one. So yeah, we're gonna reserve two spots for each of
Try
them.
not to skip anything.
Yeah, try not to skip.
We'll do our
Yeah.
best.
So yeah, we're gonna dive into the thing. So I already say your names, but like you guys wanna just introduce yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Taeler Watson, and I'm 22, born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
My name is Kalyl Silva. I am 23, and I was born and raised in Brazil.
That's dope. Okay, so how did you guys meet?
We met in high school, actually, on my 16th birthday, which I think is crazy to think about. A lot of
Really?
people don't know that. I transferred to a school, and it was literally my first day was my 16th birthday. And I remember walking into class, and, you know, I was in an area where it was not a lot of mixed people. You know, I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me. And as soon as I walked in, I looked and I was like, oh, another me. And I kind of like, I got excited because like I didn't feel alone at the school anymore. And then like a whole conversation started, and
It was a fairly small school.
It was
Yeah.
really small.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
there was
yeah.
like maybe 18 people
So
in
you
our
guys,
class.
so you guys have known each other for like a long time now.
Yeah, going on
It's
7 years.
interesting because like I'm very quiet, like
Yeah.
so quiet, and like when I used to like in school, I used to just be with my hood up and just like be in my own little world, and like I don't really like started conversations with people that easily. But like of course once you started the conversation with me, I was like, oh, like I was nice, and like, you know, we had a good conversation. But
Yeah.
I never was the one to like approach and start the conversation. And like once we started like our conversations, is like it felt very natural, you know. So like that's one thing that I loved about our friendship at first, because it was just natural.
It was
and
comfortable.
You know, yeah, it was
That nothing
comfortable,
felt
yeah.
forced. It was
Yeah.
like we immediately had like a cool friendship connection, like from the get-go. Like
Yeah, I
even our
love that.
jokes, you know, all that. It was
that's
cool. Yeah.
dope.
Yeah,
But it's
even
crazy to
sitting
think
in
about.
silence was comfortable. Like the
Yeah.
silence was
Yeah.
comfortable. Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
important.
cute.
Yeah, it was different.
So when did you guys? Okay, you guys went from like friends to like dating. So when did that happen? Like when were you guys were like, okay, I think we kind of like each other now.
Honestly, the end of the pandemic, kind of.
Okay.
So like, you know, everything was shut down. You couldn't do much. You couldn't really go anywhere. And we lived close to each other. And towards like the end of the pandemic, we kind of were like, oh, you know, like things are starting to open up, but like, you know, we're hanging out and we're taking this time because you can't really hang out with people you weren't comfortable with, or your family wasn't comfortable with if you
Right.
lived at home. And we just spent enough time together that it was kind of like, oh, like you're the only person that I consistently want to see every day. And then like it was just like, I was like, oh, I guess you're kind of cute too. And then like, you know, it's just like a slow progression into like realizing that there could be like more than a friendship spark there. At least that's like how it was for me.
Yeah.
Especially because you get my jokes. I can be weird. And he gets
It's a
it.
good
And I
weird.
talk a lot and he listens and like, you know,
Yeah.
it's a good balance.
It works perfectly because I'm quiet and then
Yeah.
she loves to talk, and you know, it's just
It
Yeah.
just
It
works.
just
It
works.
does. It
It's like
works.
a balance.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope. Okay, so it's like, what do you guys do?
Go ahead.
You
I
can start.
started the last one.
Okay, so I'm
Balance, guys. Balance.
I am a kickboxer. I've been kickboxing pretty much my whole life. Like Muay Thai. I've done so many different martial arts.
Okay.
I started with judo when I was younger, and then I did taekwondo, and then a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and then Muay Thai and kickboxing, like pretty much.
So you do like everything.
Yeah. But the one thing that I stay consistent with was Muay Thai and kickboxing, and that's what I do now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. What do you do?
Which I knew nothing about.
Right, I don't know, but I'm like,
her though.
I did it. Yeah, he does. He teaches me. Some of you may have seen our videos, but we do stuff together. It's really cool.
Yeah?
I am not athletic.
Mhm.
I'll just be honest. I'm definitely more nerdy, and I'm all about school and reading and stuff like that. So I'm going to school for kinesiology, and that's really like my focus, because I always knew that I love science and I love taking care of people, and I wasn't sure how I was going to combine those two together. And my mom is a nurse, and I knew I didn't want to be a nurse. And I was like, I don't want to be a doctor, because like I also don't want to be in school for forever. What can I do? So once I found kinesiology and sports medicine, it was like that light bulb went off in my mind, and I knew like this is what I was meant to do, you know, and like that's what I was destined for. It's kind of crazy how like we found each other, like he's always getting hurt. And I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what it is. I know exactly what's going
dead.
on. Like I totally doctor him all the time, but like he doesn't mind, and I love it. You know? Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I used to play sports, so I played basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, bro, I used to get hurt like all the time.
Yeah.
And I freaking hated it. It would just be like the most freak accident, or like some stupid shit. Like I'll get hurt like sleeping.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I hurt my shoulder for a whole year.
Yeah.
And the only thing that happened was I had a friend come over, and I was sleeping. So that night, me, my friend, and my brother, we all slept in the same bed. Like we're all like brothers. Like you know, we slept on the same bed, and we like kind of squished each other, right?
Yeah.
So like I think I slept on my shoulder wrong
Oh man.
that day, and like
You felt it.
I felt it.
Yeah.
But I didn't even like. I was like, oh whatever. Then I ended up playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like with the same thing. I was just like, oh whatever, let me just play.
Yeah.
And I went. I was like, and I kept feeling that. And then like that shit ended up being like a whole year
Oh my god.
of like doctors not even knowing what
That's
the hell was
crazy.
going on.
Yeah.
All these
That's
things.
crazy.
So it's like I've had so many injuries. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
No,
it's
I'm kidding.
maybe you can rub off a little bit on the fighter over here.
Nah.
Maybe
Do
not.
your thing. Nah.
Yeah.
Forget
I
like
get it,
the injuries are just like whatever. You're gonna
Yeah. I got a doctor. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
I tease, but like I'm also his biggest fan. I support the fighting all the way. Whatever
Yeah.
anybody's passion is, I'm always supportive
Yeah,
of it.
that's
you know?
dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Gotta find it and follow it.
Yeah, because like
Absolutely.
if you do that, it feels like you're just doing like something like you're having fun basically. Like
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
doesn't feel like work at all. Like no matter how much you do it, no matter how. Yeah.
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 Totally.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go into the card game now,
Let's do it.
and the card game is just like some random card game, and it's just like couples card game, and then we're just gonna ask like very like intense like questions, and then we'll have them answer and stuff like that. So yeah, you wanna go first?
Go ahead.
Sure.
You touched it. When you touch it, you gotta
I
go
was
first.
fixing it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is gonna be difficult.
Uh-oh.
Which one of my friends don't you trust?
God. Me immediately thinking, I hope the friends don't see this. Which one of your friends don't I trust?
Yeah.
That's so hard, because like I actually like all of your friends. They all seem like
And I also don't
genuinely
have a lot.
good people. No, you keep a close circle like me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, my mom always told me, you know you have good people if you can count them on less than one hand. And I feel like you have such good people.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone's a bad influence, though, if we're going to be honest, I love Alex.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like Alex will get you into trouble,
Yeah,
taking
I
you to the
already know,
casino,
yeah.
spending this money. I'm like,
Yeah.
Alex, kind of a bad influence.
Yeah, I have this friend, and like that's our thing now. Like we go to casinos probably like every other week, and like we don't spend a lot of
times a
money, of
week.
course, but like because he loves playing blackjack, and then he got me into blackjack, and we spent like $50-$100 like every time. But I guess that's a bad influence.
That's bad
I guess.
influence. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like we're responsible though. Like we're not over there spending crazy amounts of money.
I
So,
got
you know.
Right now, till they start making more.
Oh.
I got you. That
gotta
shit can be
do it
addicting, bro. But
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
I think I got
Definitely
into
not me.
I got into that.
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah.
this kind of. I get into like sports betting. I was
Yeah.
like, I play basketball, so
Yeah.
I know how basketball.
That's what we started with. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't realize how unpredictable
yeah.
things are
Absolutely.
until
Bro.
you actually start
Partake in it.
Yeah.
betting.
Yeah.
What? It's
crazy.
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
And
crazy.
The craziest thing is, the more predictable it is, the worse the odds are. So
Yeah.
now you gotta fight against the odds by like
Yeah.
stacking more parlays.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm not about to be dealing with all that.
It's
Go
crazy.
ahead.
Ooh. Do I still turn you on, and when?
Of course, every time, even right now, like even no, like real talk, like the way it's more than just like sometimes it's more than just the physical part. Even it's like the way that you talk to people, the way that you talk about things that you love, the way that like you talk about anything really. You know, you're just a good talker, and like the sound of your voice and everything. You know, it's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially coming from someone who feels like they talk a lot, or like I feel like I talk over people sometimes, and that's
Yeah.
something like I've done a self-assessment and I'm working on.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear that it doesn't bother people, like, you know, if it feels
It's in a
good to
good
know
way.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's in a
Yeah.
good way.
You
Yeah.
have a soothing voice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. What do you think is the sexiest part of my body?
Oh. How does one find a specific part? It's like,
Got let the people know, man.
that's hard.
That's a good thing that it's hard.
It is, because like there's a few things that immediately come to mind,
Okay.
but like it's between your hands and your lips,
Okay.
because I've always loved a fuller lip look, and you have like
I always
the
felt like
perfect
I
lips.
had girly
You
hands.
say that all the
Oh, you
time.
got pretty hands actually.
Like, I always
See?
felt like I had girly
Pause,
hands.
but like,
No,
no, but it does. Like, look at
seriously,
this.
Yeah.
he has nice
don't know.
hands,
It is
like,
nice, it
and
is
I
nice.
love that.
Yeah,
I think you
yeah.
have really nice hands, but I also think
Okay.
you have really nice full lips, and I
Okay.
love that. It's like a perfect smile.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're gonna make me blush.
Let me see.
Oh wait.
Wait,
Is it me?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
me. It's
it's
me.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it's not me.
I think she's the one
Yeah, it's
asking.
me.
Yeah,
now.
okay,
Yeah?
yeah.
She just
Okay,
answered,
okay.
yeah.
Ooh, what's your ideal retirement lifestyle?
Man, I just want to travel like everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really into travel at first, but then she loves to travel and then she really got
Yeah.
me into traveling
Yeah.
cuz I'm a homebody, you know? And yeah, I just want to travel and just, you know, explore, man. Like even when I have kids, I want to show my kids the world. I don't want them to just be like into one little box, you know, and just like, oh, this is the world and
Yeah.
that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's so much to see out there, so much to
Absolutely.
learn
I
about
agree.
other cultures. Like there's so much,
I
you know,
love
so
that.
I just
Yeah.
want to travel. Yeah.
I like that. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It took a minute to convert, but we made it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's freaking dope though.
Are you ready to have sex with only me for the rest of your life?
Hell yeah. Shit is lit.
There we go. We're on the same page.
I can't imagine, like,
Yeah.
no. Can't imagine being with anybody else. Like, I just, you know? I mean, I don't know if other people get that because maybe they haven't experienced it yet, but, like,
Yeah.
when you literally fit a person in
It's
every
different.
way, like,
Yeah.
you're so comfortable, you think to yourself, it can't possibly get better than this.
Yeah.
Why would I go try it anywhere else? There's no point. Like, there's no such thing as perfect. I've hit the almost perfect. There's no point in trying to, you know, go and start over, anything like that.
Yeah.
God is gross.
Same page, baby.
Aw, that's cute. That's cute. I love that.
Let's go.
Try not to make a mess of it.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna read it anyways.
Sorry. What do I do that makes you think we shouldn't be together?
Damn. There isn't anything that I could think of off the top of my head. Of course, there are things that you do that like kind of get on my nerve, but like nothing to that extreme, you know?
Yeah, me either.
I don't know. Like, I feel like we're really good at like talking things out, which is huge for me. Like, just
Definitely.
communicating everything. Like, if you feel some kind of way, like, about anything. We just openly communicate, and it also ties into the fact that like we were friends for a long time and we had a friendship, and I feel like as friends you tend to talk about stuff that like if you were in a relationship you wouldn't really talk about. Like it made me feel weird or be weird. Like I'm happy that we started off as friends and we stayed friends for so long, and we learned so many different things about each other, and like, oh, how do you argue, or how do you how do you respond to certain things. So like there's like we just talk about so many things. Like we talk about everything.
Yeah, I feel like we created a good foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
In our friendship, like that's how it started.
Yeah.
So it's just everything else kind of flows. Like there's still times where I want to choke him to death, but it's all from love.
Yeah.
Like I always know we're gonna come out the other side better, stronger.
Yeah.
After having
and I've learned to put my trust in that, and now it just everything just flows. Yeah.
We had times where it was not like that.
Yeah.
Our arguing was like, ugh. We argue silently.
Yeah.
Like if I'm irritated, I get quiet, and I'm like, I won't look at him. I'll like avoid eye
I'm
contact.
the same thing.
And he does the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. And I had to realize like that's not good, because then we're never resolving conflict if we're just sitting in silence, because you know what I mean? So now it's like I have to retrain myself, like, okay, I'm mad, but like let me ask a question. Let me try to see like what we can do to solve that problem now, instead of letting it grow into something bigger. So yeah, we definitely thank God for friendship first.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Cause like I feel like with me, one of the things that I loved most about my girlfriend was like, and I've had girlfriends in the past, and I felt like our communication were great, we're good, But like with this current relationship, I feel like whenever we have an argument, she will literally like come and be like, okay, I think we need to talk about this. I think we did this.
Yes.
And like I'm not used to that. I'm just like, what? Like,
like okay, I guess. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she did something wrong. She'll be like, oh, I'm sorry about this. And I'm like, oh, okay, because of the way she's communicating her feelings to me, I'm different. Like, okay, I'm not learning that, and I'm like, okay, like if I did something, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Even though I probably wouldn't like someone would just like be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I'll be like, I'm sorry. Like like I did this and stuff like that. I think that's really great. Like if you guys.
Absolutely.
That's definitely.
That's exactly how we are. Yeah. And it's usually me starting it too. Like I'll tell him like, okay, I see where I went wrong. Yeah. What can I do to make this better? How could I have communicated differently that would have got a different response? Because it's just like, it's so much easier to do that than to walk away or leave or yell or, whatever. It's just a waste of time, Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You asked, right?
I think so. Yeah.
What's up with these questions, bro?
What happened to the question?
Ideally, how often would you like to have sex per week? It's literally all the questions to you.
Okay, shuffle it. Get a different one. 'Cause I don't want you to ask.
Let me ask from this side.
Okay, go ahead.
I get the good ones.
There we go. Okay. What do you think is holding me back from my success?
Ooh, what do I think is holding you back from your success?
That's a good one.
I like that.
You're definitely the most driven person that I know. Like, out of everybody in my circle, in my life, I can confidently say you're the number one person that I know is going to get it done. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, you're going to do it. I think that coming from your last name is hard. Having someone in your life that's so famous and you following down the same path that he is and has, I know can be difficult. So I think that having that kind of like weighing on your mind sometimes, even if you don't share, I think it does. And I think that could kind of just like slow you down, not stop you, but slow you down. Because you have to recreate the name in a way. Because everybody's associating your dad with the name. I want them to talk about you. I don't want them to talk about him. And I know you can get to that point as long as you know that, what he did is not what you have to do. And you can still achieve the same goal, taking different steps than he did. So, that, what was the proudest moment between us?
Proudest moment?
It's tough, even me thinking about it.
Dang. Proudest moment. And I don't know. Like I always feel like when there's so many different things that I'm proud of, not only us, but like you for doing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like just getting out of your own way and like your own mind and just like doing things, you know, like even modeling, like you've always like you felt like you were more like insecure, like you were very insecure, and like even like getting out of your own way and then like started, you know, let me go take pictures and, you know, you're consistent with it and like oh, let me post at this time and this time, and then like you're consistent with the work, and then, you know, you will email everybody, and, you know, no matter if you get a no, cool, on to the next one. True. You know, you're very consistent with that, and I'm very proud of you for doing that, you know, for being able to see the beauty that you have, you know, to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, yeah, like I am everything that I say that you are, you know.
Yes,
like
definitely.
It's just it's not something that's easy to get over, you know, that self-doubt and that you know, being insecure, you know, something that I've struggled with myself as well, and it's not easy to get over, you know. So I'm proud of you for being able to, you know, take all that in, and despite what anybody else says, you still keep, you know, a strong mind, and, you know, you keep doing you, doing your thing.
And I definitely see that as an us thing, because that's something that like
for sure
worked on together for sure. And you've motivated a lot, so I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm reading.
Yeah.
When was the last time I misunderstood you, and how do you feel about it now?
The last time you misunderstood me, I don't know. Our communication level is just different than I've ever had with anybody else. I don't really feel like we have a lot of moments that stand out as you misunderstanding me, because if I do feel you've misunderstood me, we talk about it in that moment. I don't leave and think about it or like anything like that, you know. It's just like,
what was that moment though?
I mean, it's the fact that I'm thinking about this moment right now when we were talking about coming to this, and I was like, oh, you know, he reached out, wants us to be on the podcast, like, what day do you want? Like, he gave me all these days because you're the busy one. And I was like, okay, these are the dates. And you said Friday. And I was like, great, Friday. And then you responded and you were like, okay, like 7. And I was like, 7, Kalyl. Does 7 work?
I was so excited. I was like, yo, yes, we're doing it. What day? 7? Let's do it at 7.
And he's like, yeah, 7, Friday. That's perfect. And I was like, no conflicts, no problems. And he's like, no, not one. 7, Friday.
Because she was also so excited about it. I was like, bro, I cannot possibly like... like I have to, we're gonna have to make this happen.
So then yesterday night we're talking about it, and I'm like, okay, tomorrow, you know, it's Friday, we got like a lot going on, the podcast. And he's like, yeah, the podcast, what time? And I was like,
you forgot. Oh my god.
7.
You know, that's the way I am though. Like I literally suck at like, I don't know if that's a guy thing. Like I don't want to say it's a guy thing, but like, bro,
I don't like to say
guys,
that either, but
guys, I don't even want to say it's a guy thing, but like a lot of guys like suck at like planning shit. Like
bro.
little stuff. Guys suck at like little stuff, like planning stuff, like reading emails, replying emails, those kind of things. But like they would remember like big things. But like things like, oh, let's like me coming. Okay, let's say I had a flight to like LA today. I didn't even know what airline I was flying. I knew what airline, but I didn't know like what airport I was flying from. Because in New York they have like 3 airports. They have like LaGuardia, they have JFK, and they have like the Newark airport. I didn't even know what airport. I bought a ticket myself, and I swear. And like my girl was, I literally was thinking, okay, it's LaGuardia, but then my girl was like, oh, what airport are you flying from? And I was like, it's LaGuardia. And she was like, okay, look at your ticket. And I looked, and I was like, it's JFK. And I was like, what the hell? Exactly. And it was like literally last night. See, and that would have been
so funny.
That would, that's the way I am.
So you understand this
so
one.
I understand, but I'll be forgetting like things like things like that. But you good, man. Like,
he does forget.
But
it's okay.
It's good because like we have like a schedule that we share with each other, like on our phone. So
I literally created it last night.
I
was leaving and I was like, tomorrow at 7, I'm gonna ask if maybe we could do it later, but I'm not gonna mess it up. I want to go. And he was like, okay. And I was like, well, let me think with my communication mind. how can I make this better? How can I prevent this from happening again?
Yeah.
So I said, if I create a shared calendar on our phones, will you put stuff into the calendar so that I know what events you have, you know what events I have, whatever. And he was like, yes. Immediately took out his phone, did it, didn't even know how to use the calendar on his phone, which was so funny.
I don't even know how to use my calendar.
Yeah, literally, he was like, wait, how do I? And I was like, you do this, and then you put it on repeat and whatever. And as soon as I created it, I noticed, I checked, he went and already put stuff into it. So I already know when he's busy. And I love that because then I don't have to get irritated because I'm asking you for time or whatever, you know? Like it eases something. So, yeah.
That's dope. That's
but it's good. Like we had the issue and we talked about it and
instantly.
then we fixed it right there and there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I never heard of the shared like calendar thing.
Oh yeah,
maybe,
shared Google Calendar.
Maybe.
I bet your girl knows.
Comes in clutch, bro.
Probably. Probably.
She probably does. I love that though. I'm very organized when it comes to my schedule. Like that's something I'm very particular about.
You see her calendar is full of like
really.
so
Yeah,
many
I can
things.
See, I love that. Like people that are organized, it's like such a great skill to. Oh my god! So I could never do that. Like I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
It is.
I just know, like you
bro,
know what I mean.
That's me, bro.
Bro,
That's literally me.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know I'm having one podcast episode at like 6, but like that's it. Like the other things, I don't know. Like
You just kind of go with the flow.
It
yeah, I just go
comes
with the
and
flow, and it's
flows.
like
that.
okay, we just do this and that,
Yeah.
but like.
Like
Yeah.
I hate when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like let's say it's Monday.
Next
They're
week.
like, "What are you doing Wednesday at 7?" I'm like, "Bro, like we're not there yet."
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I
Hold
don't know.
on.
Like especially when people
So
are like,
funny.
"Oh, what are you doing in 2 weeks?"
yeah. it's
I'm like, "Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow."
Yeah,
And it's
bro.
like- and I hate making plans with people like
Wow.
2 weeks later. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, in 2 weeks we're gonna do this," and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
something is gonna come up
Yeah,
before
bro.
that time.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so. I'm
It's
not like
tough.
that. You could
Yeah.
ask me what I'm doing 3 years from now, Thursday in February at
Really?
7. I will put it in my calendar and I will text you a week before. Are we still meeting next week Thursday
Really?
at 7? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
dope.
so
No,
calendar.
That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
dope. That's a great skill.
Yeah.
That's an underrated skill to have because
Facts,
Yeah.
bro.
if you have that, you can really like, yeah. Because what? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
yeah.
me all day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Do you think that is like not to be gender specific, but like do you think that is maybe a little male female thing?
That sounds
Have
like
you
it.
noticed more of your guy friends
I
are
feel
like that?
Yes, of
Yeah?
course. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was having this conversation with. Okay, like let me give you an example. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with some other
Okay.
girls on a podcast that
Okay.
I had like another episode. I was saying that like, you know how like girls like if you go on TikTok, they like probably like videos that like have like, oh, why do guys suck at planning dates?
Yeah.
And then like thousands of like girls that are like, yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
they freaking suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like that's
Yeah.
a guy thing.
Yeah.
Guys
Yeah.
suck at certain things.
Yeah.
Like girls are just thinking. Like I was talking to a girl, she was just like, it's so easy. Just go on your phone and just type where to eat in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how easy it sounds to you guys.
Yeah.
But to us, it sounds like we're literally
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
figuring out a whole like
Yeah.
puzzle. That's how I
That's
feel.
helpful to
But
hear,
I
though.
don't know if that's a guy thing or a girl thing or that's a person thing. She was trying to argue with me that it's not. But I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, how come all these guys,
Yeah.
all these girls on TikTok are complaining about the same thing,
Yeah.
and it's not like we all ganged up to like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it gotta be like it has to be like kind of like a guy or girl
I
thing,
feel
you know?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
sure.
so too.
I
Yeah,
can agree with that for sure.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Cause me, I suck up. I'm trying to get better at it.
Yeah.
Like I suck at like organizing. I told you I suck at
Yeah.
organizing my own thing. Think I'm
Yeah.
gonna organize like a whole ass plan out.
Yeah.
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 So
That's
yeah.
funny.
I feel you, bro.
Alright.
Go ahead next.
I don't know. Was it me? It was. the
Yeah.
question- Yeah.
Yeah,
It was me.
it's you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, who has more power in this relationship?
Damn. I feel like we divide. Well, like it's not really like more power. Like, how can we make that question more specific? Like more power.
So like
Like when it
okay,
comes to
okay, let me
what?
just
You know what I'm
say
saying?
like for example if you guys are like, oh, today we're gonna go to church, and one person's like, oh, we're not gonna go to church, then you guys end up like going like there, there's always one person that's like, we're gonna do this today, and you're like, we're not doing that, and you're like, we're doing this. that person that's like, we're doing this, that's the person that has power.
I realize the question's
she has more
definitely
power.
for you, but like,
Yeah.
I'm the person who sets the schedule.
Yeah.
So like, if I say I want to wake up and I want to go to breakfast and I want to whatever, like that's what I want to do.
I literally just go with
Go with the flow.
she does,
When it comes to doing certain things, he's more picky than I am. So
Yeah.
I'll say I want to go to breakfast.
Yeah.
How about this place? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, how about this place? No.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this place? No. And it's like, okay, like, where do you want to go to breakfast?
Yeah.
Are you hungry? Yes, great. We've established the first step. You're hungry. Where do you want? You know what I mean? So like in that sense, I'm the plan setter, but he really guides where we're headed with that plan.
So
if
it's
that
like
makes
kind of
sense.
like divided.
It's
Got it.
Yeah,
it's
a little
very
bit.
divided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
great.
It's a good medium.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. Do you believe there is the one for you, and am I it? Better be.
I would say it's funny because I would say before you,
Yeah.
no. Like I just kind of thought like, oh, you just kind of like date around until you find somebody you can survive, and then you just get married, I guess, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But then it was like, once I started feeling that romantic connection with you, I started seeing things that I never wanted before that I realized I wanted now because of you. Like
Yeah.
I never wanted to get married, never wanted children.
Oh,
anyone
really?
in my circle will tell you I was always the first person to be like, relationship, ew,
that's crazy.
no.
Yeah.
Don't want kids, don't want to be married, don't want to be tied down one person for the rest of your life. Why? I'd rather be alone. Always.
Wow.
And then he came into my life and it was like, oh man, okay. I see why people want kids. I see why people want to be married because because why not? You know what I mean? Like you feel so connected to that person that sometimes what they want becomes what you want too a little. And he's so family oriented from the get-go. He's like, I want kids. I want to be married. I want this. And I was like, oh, like, okay. And like now we're this far into it. Like I want it so bad because like I see it with you and you only. Anybody else? Meh. Even other people that I was with before you, like I never saw anything happening. Like it was like, oh, this is passing
just
time.
dating.
Literally, like we're just dating, we're just passing time. That's all this is. But like with you, it's like, I want all of that.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's dope.
I agree.
for sure.
It's like just it's comfortable,
Yeah.
It's like easy, and like
There's no
even when it's
pressure.
not easy, we could we talk it out, and it just works.
Yeah.
Like everything just connects, and it's great. Yeah.
100%.
I love that.
Me too.
Let's go.
All right.
That's dope.
Is it me or is it you?
That's
No,
me,
it's
'cause-
her. She's
yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah.
All right. Ooh. Why are you in this relationship?
I feel like
I feel like why are you
looking
with me is a better question.
looking at past relationships.
Yes.
It felt like certain things were forced, and like I didn't. Damn. It's like understanding the way a person is loved and understanding how you want to be loved. I feel like I didn't really understand that in other relationships. And then once I got to know you from the jump, like when we were exclusively just a friendship,
Yeah.
and like from the jump, the conversations that we had and like how we talked things out, and like when we went to hang out and go do things, like we were so similar yet like different enough that it complemented the differences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I even forgot the question. What was the question?
Why are you in this relationship?
Yeah, even like because of all of those things, like everything just worked and connected, and like it's not, I feel comfortable like when I'm in the group and like I don't really like want to talk, or like I feel uncomfortable somewhere, like she's the person that I turn to like for the comfort, and like okay, like this is better now, like I'm fine. Even talking, like I don't really like I get nervous when I talk, so like even like having her here with me, like it's so much different. Like I feel so much more comfortable and like at ease to speak about anything, like if I'm going somewhere like that I'm not comfortable going, like she's the person that I turn to like ease that that feeling, and that's pretty much it. There's a lot more, but I'll keep it short.
Oh, I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. I'd rather be the person you're comfortable with than the person that causes you irritation or stress or trauma or anything.
Which I love, yeah. How have we grown lazy in our relationship? How have we grown lazy?
That's interesting.
It's
I
different
want
ways to look at it.
Yeah, I want to say that the first thing that comes to mind is activity. I feel like we used to go out and do stuff all the time. Now, obviously, people are thinking, oh, pandemic, yes. Yeah. But, like, just super recently, like, the other night when you were like, oh, do you want to go on a date at, like, 7 tonight? And I was like a date? Yeah, I want to, yeah. And I immediately told everybody, I'm not available after 6. Don't call me, don't text me, nothing. And it's just like, I feel like we stopped doing that. And we used to go do stuff all the time. And I love that because just like you're a homebody, like I'm a homebody too. But like going out with you is different than going out with other people because when we're both ready to go home and it's done. Like it's like we know, you know? So, but I like going out and doing stuff with you. And I feel like that's something we kind of slacked on a little bit.
I feel like we just got so comfortable, like, doing what we do. Like, just sitting at home watching movies and just hanging out there that, like, we kind of stopped doing
watching our reality TV.
Yeah.
That we just got into.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But we could do better.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start.
And we will.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Is it me?
Oh.
I think she's the one asking now.
Yeah.
You already saw it.
That was a dumb
pick a
question.
different one. Okay. Oh. You love to talk about this. What? Who loves whom more in this relationship?
Man, I always say, like, it's always a competition with us. Like, I always say I love her more. She always says she loves me more. But, like, it's like everything else is a good medium. Like, we learn to love each other, like, so well. Like, it just works so well that, like, I couldn't really, like, tell you, like, oh, I love you more. I think you love me more. Like,
I like that. I feel like, even though I'm not supposed to answer the question, I told you I talk a lot. I want to touch on that because I've heard a lot of advice about, like, as a woman, you want the man to love you more than you love him. Yeah. I don't like that. I hate that. Yeah. I think that it should always be 100% from both people. I don't think there's 50-50 because what is that? We're not halves. Just we're whole individuals and we come together. It should always be 100%, 100%. Yeah. And I feel like in times I do love you more than you love me, but I feel like it also flip-flops. Yeah. Like in certain situations, there's things that you bring to the table that I can't bring to the table, and it's coming from a place of love that I can't give. And you know what I mean? Like it's definitely give and take. Yeah. And I like that, but I definitely don't believe that one person should love one than the other, or gender specifically, the man should love the woman more. Like what? Like, what?
But if you hear anything from or on social media, forget about it. Like, yes. Don't even just erase it and just like start go about your day. Because like I don't even take social media seriously. Like some elements of it is real, but like a lot of it is like fake. People are so different online. People are like, and they say all kinds of things and they make up all kinds of things. And like I hear people say things like for example, the whole thing of like girls are like, oh, I'm never gonna pay the bill. Like I'll have a man pay all the bills. And it's like, okay, that's something cute to say or whatever. But realistically speaking, those same girls, if they were in a relationship, like they were married to somebody, they were like, you're gonna suffice. If somebody is struggling, if someone you truly love is like struggling, you're gonna pay the bills because they're struggling. Exactly. Yeah. So like you can say all you want to say on social media and be like, I would never do this. Yeah. But like if you're in a relationship with somebody and like the person is struggling, you're gonna help the person out. Absolutely. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like exactly.
That's
so
where
it's
the 100 comes in.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That like whatever you hear on social media, don't listen to that shit. No. They be making up shit on there. I just gave up a long time ago.
Stuff like that bothers me. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Give and take. You're a team. You're a partnership for a reason. You know? I think it's you.
Go ahead. You're next.
It is me. Yeah. Do you wish I made more money? Why?
Hell yeah, I wish you made more money.
Me too.
Your money is my money. What?
Oh my God, yeah.
No, I absolutely. I want you to make all the money in the world. Yeah. I want you to be the richest man to have ever lived. Yeah.
Likewise.
Also because
with
I
just
know
women.
that you sometimes don't spend money inappropriately.
Yeah.
Like this casino situation with Alex. But no, yeah, I do wish you made more money because I feel like although people say, money can't buy you happiness, it sure can take a lot of stress away. And I feel like we have some stresses that can be connected to money and, that would ease our minds
for
a
sure,
lot.
like you could have,
Yeah.
like imagine
You could have $10 million and
imagine
still
you're
want, like,
born
more.
with,
Yeah.
imagine you're born with everything. Like
You're still gonna want something.
you have everything now. Now what?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. For
it's
sure. You always.
money definitely isn't everything, but it definitely
It
helps.
helps. Yeah. That bugs me when I hear that.
Yeah.
Like, money can't buy you happiness. If you're sad and you're looking for money, you're looking at the wrong thing. And I'm like,
I mean,
I believe in internal happiness, but still.
But money, I'm one of those people that say that, but I really believe that money can buy you happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because money can ease your stress, yes.
Yes.
But as far as like the happiness goes, money, a lot of people try to chase this money, and I used to be like that. I still somewhat, but I kind of like, but whatever. People try to chase this money thing.
Yes.
And then when you achieve this money thing
Yes.
that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to do, then first of all, it's never enough ever.
Yeah.
Then secondly, it's like when you achieve this money thing, it's like, then now what? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now, the things that are going to matter the most to you are going to be the relationships you have.
Yes.
Like your kids.
Yes.
Like your friendships. Like, because when you have all this money, now you worried about this friend. You're like, oh damn, does this person really like me for who I am? Does this person like genuinely, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
like now you have all this money, and then like, yeah, the money is gonna definitely make your life better, like make your life easy and stuff like that. But when you get that money, your source of happiness becomes something else.
Yeah.
Bro. Like
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's where
It's definitely not
where that comes from. Like,
Yeah, I like that explanation. That changes my perspective on it because I definitely think happiness is internal, but money can definitely ease a lot of stress.
yeah,
for, like,
money
a lot
can
of people,
definitely do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But when you get that money that you're looking for,
Yes.
then it's like, especially if you are empty and you don't have things around you, you definitely feel that. You be like, damn, like,
Yes.
imagine being in a big ass house by yourself.
yeah. It's tough to like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like when you have
Yes.
money and like you have love, you have kids, you have family. It's like beautiful. But like
Absolutely.
if you have money
And you're alone.
and you don't have certain things, it's like, damn, I'm not happy. You can't be happy because
Yes.
it's like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
But
yeah,
it's crazy to like talk about it because like we could literally talk about it all day, and like people that think that money will make them happy, like they just won't listen. People that are
they
chasing
don't
the
hear
money,
it.
they're like, oh, like
Yeah.
okay, you say that because you probably have money. Like they'll only
Yes.
get it once they have the money,
Yeah.
and they're
And they
like,
feel
oh,
that.
okay, well,
I see what
didn't
you're
bug
talking.
you.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Like you can't even argue with people because like it's like you like, bro, you
money's great, but
money is
it-
great, but
it
like
won't buy you
when,
happiness.
exactly
Yes.
when you get that money, it's like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
All the things are the things that actually make you happy. Going
Right.
on little trips with your friends, going on this, going on
Yes.
this, like those are the
Yes.
things. Even sometimes just like being able to like whatever. We don't want to.
That's a whole separate
Yeah,
episode.
that's a whole
That's
separate,
a whole separate episode, guys.
guys.
Ooh. When do I hurt you?
You hurt me. Dang. I just feel like it's not even something that you do, like, on purpose, of course. But, like, when I'm going out to do things, I really like to have her with me, like, to anything. Like, if I'm going to an event or, like, if I'm hanging out with my family, and my family love her, loves her. So I really like to have her be there with me, but due to like her busy schedule and then a bunch of things that she has to do, she sometimes can't make it, and then that kind of like hurts. But it's like, it's not a bad thing, I just wish that she could be there more, but I understand why she isn't, so it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's obvious. I always feel so guilty,
Yeah, it's all good.
but I do my best.
This one or this one?
Whichever one,
Nah.
doesn't matter. I just shuffled them.
Okay.
How do you really feel about what I do for work?
With the stuff that you do on social media and like the partnerships and things that you do as like that half of your life, I love it. I think it's so cool because like it's nice to see you express a creative side to you that I don't get to see necessarily all the time with like, you know, taking photos for brands and like wearing stuff and like making these cool edited like videos and these rain concepts that you're making rain in the backyard when it's 80 degrees outside. It's like I love that kind of stuff. I think it's so cool. The fighting, I don't love it. I won't lie to you. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But I will try to love it for you because I see that you're passionate about it. Yeah. But like, I pray for the day you go back to soccer.
Yeah.
But it may not come.
Oh, you used to play soccer?
Yeah.
And he's really good at soccer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I played soccer before too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to play.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, I love soccer too.
As a
miss
Brazilian, I grew up playing soccer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he got me into it and then was like, I think I'm going to try fighting. And I was like, as soon as he said it, I thought, oh, let it go so bad. Let it go so bad that he doesn't want to do it. And then the first fight, his 8-second knockout, I was like, damn, he's going to be so into this now.
Oh, you knocked out someone in 8 seconds?
Yeah.
He did.
In your first fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Dead, really?
Yes, it
First
was
one, too.
crazy. And as soon as I saw that, like, that look on his
Yeah,
face,
he's definitely
damn.
like going after that.
Oh,
He's like,
you
yeah,
know
I
what
can
mean?
do this.
Literally.
Yeah, he's like, definitely, I can do this.
100%. So, like, yeah.
It's
I
like
don't love
the
it, but I
good and the
try.
bad though, cause like, yeah, that was great, but then like losing is also not great. But then it made me want to do it even more, cause like I just like I love learning and I love like just elevating myself to like different levels. So like even like after a loss, I was like, bro, like I can't wait to get back in the gym and like get better and like just watch myself
Grow.
elevate. You know, like it's like a movie and like I'm directing the movie. You know, like I get to choose how this story goes, and I love that. Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope.
Yes, I can. Guess I'll get into it.
Gee.
But you do have to say though, because I didn't know anything about fighting when we first like really started seeing each other. Like
Yeah.
now that I've learned stuff, like we'll be watching it, and I'm like, oop, that's a triangle.
Yeah.
Oop, that's an armbar. And
Oh,
he's
yeah?
like even if I'm wrong, like I'll confidently say it, and like when I pronounce the fighters' names correctly, when they come up, like, is it Kamaru or Kamara? Kamaru
Yeah.
Usman.
Yeah.
Like we saw him when we went to one of the fights,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, Kalyl, that's Kamaru Usman over there." And he was like, he goes, "Oh, you remembered his name?" I was like, "Yeah, I remembered his name." So
it's
I
great.
try to get into it. You know,
Yeah.
I think I've gotten into it more
Yeah, oh, for
recently
sure,
than
yeah.
like I did, you know, before. Ooh, what's the wisest thing I taught you?
Wisest thing.
Yes, I like that a lot. That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
To just like take a moment to just stop and think about things, you know, and not be on go the whole time, and like or if I'm irritated and like, you know, to not act on it right away, and just like, okay, take a moment and just think about it, assess the situation, okay, now we can move on, you know. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things that I take with me, that I learned from you.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. I use that myself all the time.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
I do.
Let's see. What do you think? Wait. What do you think I think is my sexiest quality? So what do we think? I think. Okay. Yeah.
Quality. I'd say your creativity. Like, I know that to some people they'd be like, creativity, sexy, what? But like, I think that's something that you really like about yourself that like makes you feel confident, because we were just talking about you being a creative director, which you'd be so good at. I think when you get to like do something that ignites that part of your creative mind, like you can see when you're just like things are happening in your head, and I think that's something you really like about yourself.
Yeah.
And you'd feel confident to talk about.
For sure.
And I think confidence about something is sexy, so that's
very
definitely
true.
what comes to mind.
That's very true.
Yeah, for sure.
Good job.
Thanks. Thanks. Me with the cute answers over here. Okay. Ooh, how is money a conflict in our relationship?
not having it, you know? Because, like, we want to do stuff and, like, we want to go travel and, you know, like, oh, let's go out to eat to this place. And, like, it's not really a conflict where, you know, we're mad at each other for, you know, whatever person not having the money. But it's just, like, it could be a crutch to, like, not being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, you know, or not be able to go where you want to go, you know. But we're a lot better at that, and we're good at motivating each other towards making it, and we're doing a lot better now. So
me immediately think of the fact that we can't afford to go to Bali right now. It's okay. One day.
I mean, it's that flight, bro. Like, I cannot take long flights.
Expensive. No, me either.
How long is the flight?
16 hours from here to Hong Kong, and then 4 hours from Hong Kong to Bali.
16?
So 16 to not even land in Bali, bro.
Literally.
Like, you gotta take another plane.
You gotta travel to travel. Like,
oh,
you know
hell
what I
no.
mean?
16 hours? I'll literally not sleep for like 3 days so I can just sleep the whole flight.
That's literally what my plan is when it happens.
Yeah, like what?
And
like
that's where
16?
the money come in. The money comes in because I don't want to fly 16 hours
like economy?
plus 4 to like get there and stay there for 4 days. You know, like I want to stay there for like 3 weeks, a month.
I
absolutely.
got you.
You know. What do you think I would do if you cheated on me?
Well,
Well, how my first thought is cry, because you're emotional like me. Like, you know, we're crybabies together. I feel like you're a very like self-reflected thinker, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so like
I totally know what
you would immediately wonder what you did wrong, and like how like did I build her into this, or like did I do something, was I lacking in a certain department? It would never happen, but I feel like you would think like that, because that's how I would think too, to be honest. Like immediately I'd be like, I'm insecure, like what was I not bringing to the table, you know?
True.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not you. Sorry.
Back off, sir. Okay, do you think that we're still a good match? Why or why not?
Hell yeah. I feel like we're a really good match, you know, and we're still learning a lot about each other, which is great because we already know so much about each other. But yeah, I think we're a great match, and it's bound to get better.
Me too.
Yeah.
I definitely think we're a good match.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I support that. Good answer. Would have been so awkward if you said you thought we weren't. Imagine a whole hour car ride home. Like, we're not a good match.
Do you feel financially secure with me?
why do you keep asking these money questions?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Let's do another question, bro. Like,
a lot of money questions.
yeah, like what? Like,
How much money? I'm just kidding.
I was like, what are the odds?
Exactly. I'm like, let me pick one
You
for you.
shuffled them too.
I'm like, there's no way. What the hell?
Oh my god. Okay. What's the one thing I could do that would dramatically improve my life?
One thing you could do that would
Yes,
dramatically improve
that
your
would
life?
dramatically improve my life.
Not us saying all the money questions and me bringing up money. I think that like something you could work on that would dramatically improve your life is budgeting.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm a saver. Like, I try to save literally everything, but like,
Oh, yeah?
I feel like you're not.
Yeah, I kind
But
of just go with the flow, which is
you're-
not good.
But
Oh, you
at
just
the
go with
same
the flow?
time, though, not like in like a bad way. He's
Yeah.
very in tune with what's going on in like the current world, like NFTs and like Ethereum. Whatever. What's it called? Ethereum. Sorry. Isn't Elysium the movie?
I don't know.
But he's very in tune with all that stuff, and he's very knowledgeable, and that's something he'll do research on, whereas I know nothing about it. So like he partakes in certain things, and I think I'm not good at really understanding how that's a beneficial investment, but he believes it's a beneficial investment, so I have to therefore believe it's a beneficial investment. But I feel like there's a difference to the right amount and the smart amount.
Yeah.
There's going to be a right amount, and there's going to be the smart money, right? And I feel like you have to find a balance with what's the right amount and what's the smart amount to be putting in. You know what I mean?
Because before, bro, like, I just, like, hey, I'm going to put this much into this and spend this there, and I didn't really care, like, oh, like, now I have $10 in my bank account. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I didn't really think about that. I was just like, yo, let me just do it, and, like, I'll make The money's gonna come. I'm gonna make money regardless. Like I'll do something, if I really need it. And yeah,
that's literally how I was. Like last year, like I said, I used to do everything. Like literally,
Yeah.
I have some miners here where I like mine crypto. I have like, I just have like, I was just like trying to do anything I could possibly do. I would just try to do it.
Yeah.
And last year, I realized that like last year I did a lot of stuff and I feel like I made a good amount of money.
Yeah.
But like I literally ended up end of the year I had $0 in savings.
Wow.
I didn't have any. I was like, because I was just living like, I'll leave and like whatever money I make, I'll invest every single one of it back into like shit.
Right.
Like
Right.
I'll just find something to like invest. I just love because I'm like, I'm in my 20s. I'm gonna invest in whatever I can.
Yeah, that's
and
how I think.
figure shit out and like,
Right.
like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't have a lot of responsibility, so I don't have to like super worry about that. But like then something happened, and then this year, one of my friends was telling me about saving and stuff like that.
Okay.
Even though I still don't like the idea of saving, but I was like, okay, I want to actually save because like last year I felt like it was a great year for me. Like I felt like financially, like it was a lot of things happened, but I felt like even after that I still had $0 in savings.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So
how's
like
that work?
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But it wasn't. I had $0 in savings, but I had a lot of money in investments.
Right.
And it wasn't like some of the investment didn't go well, but like I had days and I was doing days. I was doing like Turo, I was doing crypto mining, I was doing all this.
Yeah.
So I had like cars that I invested money in. I had like days that I invested money. So it's like I have investments, but I don't have like liquid cash. So like at the end of the day, I was like, this year I was like, you know what? I'm not even investing in anything. I'm literally the only two things I'm going to do. I'm going to do my social media stuff. I'm going to do my art stuff, and I'm going to do my podcast stuff. That's it. Any other thing, like we're going to plan it for another time.
Right.
And right now I'm going to try to save and it's been so great since I started doing that, like because I've saved so much since then. And I'm like, whoa.
It's crazy when you see it.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm like, whoa, okay. Now I can
Yeah.
actually do something nice for myself because like, but it's like if you have that invest mindset, it's great. I mean, especially if you're in your 20s, you should definitely do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I feel like, I don't know, saving is also like cool because like if you want to actually invest now, you can actually invest in real shit. Like,
Yeah,
now
there's a
I have,
benefit
like,
to both.
And I think about that now, and I'm like, yo, if I would have invested from back then, like, man, I would have been like good, and I could have maybe invested a little more into some of the things that I'm doing now and still have money left over, you know? So, I mean, it's a learning lesson, and like you said, we're still like,
we're young, but
like we got time.
There's a lot of times to like now is the time to make mistakes if you have to make
100%.
mistakes because like
Absolutely.
like you're not gonna have forever to like exactly. So that's my set. I just
Absolutely.
really
I agree.
keep
What would my English just went out?
Leave
Go
it.
ahead. You good?
What would make you leave me? There you go. It's like a tongue twister almost. What would make you leave me?
What would make me leave you?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's hard. I don't know.
Can't be that hard.
Yeah. There gotta be something.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah.
What would make me leave you? I'd say, I don't feel like this is like might be silly, but like your inability to get organized drives me through the roof. Like the scheduling
like you were thinking
thing,
about something more.
yeah,
Okay,
because like
okay.
not like something like you would do that's like weird, but like something that's like a personality trait of yours that drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's like a deal breaker for me
Yeah.
is your inability to get organized.
Yeah.
It bugs me.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
Especially because you're like
I'm very organized,
It's like
and
the
he
complete
loses
opposite,
everything.
bro, yeah.
Like, oh my god, it's my favorite thing when he's like, "Have you seen my wallet?" And I'm like, "It's next to your bed, on the dresser, next to the phone, right
Which
by
is,
the lamp."
bro, yeah, that's
And he's
so
like,
funny.
"No,
I
it's
always
not."
lose stuff, and she knows exactly where everything is.
Because
wow.
I'm a visual person. Like, you know the mix and match game where they show you everything face up and then they flip it over and you have to remember where everything is. I can always remember where everything is.
Oh, really?
So when people lose stuff, if I've been in the general vicinity where they think they lost it, 9 out of 10 times I can visualize where it is.
Yeah.
And like, but sometimes it's silly things. Like, he's like, where's my wallet? I'm like, it's probably in the closet. Or where's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but like, I always wonder,
Really,
like, what if it was a child? What if it was an important thing? What if it was my dog? You're going to lose them and then I'll never find them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, little things build up to the big things. So I'm always worried you're going to, like, you'd be the person who would lose a wedding ring or something. And then I'd be
I would
pained
honestly.
and hurt.
I would be that person.
Yeah.
But,
See?
like, you know, we'll get better at it. It's okay.
But I will tell you, that is definitely a deal breaker for me. I don't like that. It bugs me when people can't get their shit together.
Yeah.
But I believe in you.
Yeah,
We'll get your shit
we're
together.
working it out. It's cool.
We'll put that on the list of things to work on.
That's not me.
Is it? Oh, is it me?
It's you.
Was that the last two?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
the
last.
last two.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That was the last.
Ready to go for
If
another
you
class?
you wanna go another one?
You want me to do one more?
One more?
I mean, we can do another one. Let's,
Here, I'll pull from this side.
hopefully it's a good one.
Watch, it's going to be about money. Oh, how am I not the person you dreamt of being with when you were younger?
When I was younger. I don't want to like give off this image that we're so perfect because we're not perfect,
No.
you know. But like, I've always wanted to be with somebody that I was comfortable with, and like, man, I'm a homebody, you know. So I've always wanted to feel like I'm at home with a person and comfortable, and like, you know, like, oh, this person takes care of me, I take care of them, and like we connect and we like some of the same things. Even if we don't like some of the same things, you're not like completely closed off into trying new things, you know. And I feel like you're just everything that, you know, I envisioned that I wanted, you know. At first maybe not everything that I wanted, but then I realized that she was like everything that I needed, you know. So yeah, I feel like.
Well, I want to touch on it because there's so many things about you that were not what I thought I was going to be with when I was younger. I was convinced I was never going to be with a person of color, which I think is very interesting. A lot of people are shocked to hear that, but
Why not though?
I grew up with my family that's like fair skin. Like I'm mixed, and my dad's black and my mom's not white. She's like from Louisiana and she has French descent, but she's light skinned enough. And on that side, like, they're not black. They don't associate with being darker skinned in any way, like, you know, mixed, whatever. And so because of that, growing up surrounded by people who didn't look like me, I never had a chance to be attracted to someone who looked like me. So I was always attracted to white guys because it was like, oh, well, that's all I have to look at. That's what I'm going to be attracted to, right? So when I was younger, the person I dreamt about was like a white football player, because my family loved football. It was like, oh, I'm gonna marry a white football player. We're gonna have a big house. It's gonna be white with a red front door and a picket fence, and like we'll have 5 children that'll all go on to play football. Like that was the dream, you know, because that was all I knew. So like looking at you and thinking of that dream, I'm like, wow, we like definitely took a 360. So like, yeah, you were definitely not like what like I had in my mind, like the ideal, like, you know, like person based off like looks and stuff like that. But like as I got older, it was like, oh, I got more exposed to like people who look like me. I saw people on social media, like on your account, and it was like, oh, okay, like that attraction grew. And then I knew pretty quick into being close, like 16-ish, like, okay, definitely not ever gonna be with a white guy. Like I'll definitely be with a person of color, just because like, you know, first off, we're so great. But yeah, and you definitely, even when I approached that ideal, and the ideal was I want to be with someone who's going to understand what life is like for me. Not that other people can't, but you know what I mean? Like you understand things that other people can't. And it was like, oh, okay, like that level of comfort came in, and it came in fast because you get things other people, you know, don't understand. But I definitely never saw myself with someone who wasn't from the US. As weird as that sounds, like I never thought of dating somebody who was like international. And then you're like, oh, I'm from Brazil. I was like, oh, like your family's from Brazil. And you're like, no, I literally moved here when I was 9. And I was like, ooh, look at you, an international person, like, you know? And it's just interesting to see how like we've come to this place. I love getting to tell people that you're Brazilian because I feel like I'm so fancy for not having someone who's like American.
even
Like,
to
where
me,
you
it's
from,
like not to go too deep into it, but
Yeah.
it goes to the fact that like even your family, how your family is, and like how you are with your family, because not to like go way too deep into it, but like that's the person that you're gonna raise your kids with, you know, like how what values do you want to instill into your kids, and
Right.
you know, who do you want, you know, to be around your kids and raise them, you know. So it came down to that,
those
you know,
things
like
too.
it got to a point where I was
Absolutely.
like, damn, like I want her to raise my kids, you know. So it was like, you know, it was easy.
Yeah.
Just clicked.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Not soon, but one day.
Yeah, not soon.
One day.
One day.
Thank you guys for like tuning in on today's episodes of the couples episode. Thank you guys. Tell us what you liked about this couple. Tell us if you want to see more things. Tell us whatever. Tell us also. I want to know where you guys like found the podcast. If you guys found it on like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. I don't know. Like, just let me know in the comment section. And thank you guys for watching today's episode. Once again, it's your boy Vic and Kalyl and Taeler.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
guys.
See you
Much
guys
love.
soon.
Bye. Bye. Bye.